Let's talk multiplying and dividing fractions. Just a couple important reminders. Just like adding and subtracting, our mixed numbers need to become improper fractions. All right, and then we still want to make sure our answer is in simplest form. Now, to multiply, an important first step, which is going to help the process, is to cross cancel. And then after we cross cancel, we just multiply across on the top and multiply across on the bottom. So like what that means in the first example, cross canceling, I'm going to look at the crosses here. All right, if I look at 3 and 9, can I cancel anything out of 3 and 9? Well, yes, 3 goes into both of those. So 3 is going to become 1, 9 is going to become 3. And what about the other cross, the 2 and the 4? What goes into both 2 and 4? 2 does. So if I divide 2 out of each of those, that's going to be 1 and 2. So this now becomes negative 1/2 times negative 1/3. So now I'm just going to multiply across on the numerators, negative 1 times negative 1. Well, negative times a negative is a positive. And the denominator is 2 times 3, which is 6. So this simplifies to 1/6. Okay? Next up in problem B, first thing is going to make these become improper fractions. So 3 2/5, that's going to become 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17, so 17 over 5 divided by negative 1 and 3/10. Well, 1 times 10 is 10, plus 3 is 13, so this is going to be negative 13 over 10. So this one's division now. So remember, with division, we keep the first fraction the same, so this is going to become 17/5. Then we change division to multiplication, and then we do the reciprocal of the second fraction. So negative 13/10 is going to become negative 10/13. Remember, reciprocal is just the numerator goes to the denominator and the denominator goes to the numerator. We just flip the fraction. So this phrase here, keep, change, flip, all right? Keep the first fraction the same, change division to multiplication, flip the second fraction. All right, once we've done that, it's just a multiplication problem. So let's see if we can cross cancel here. 17 and 13, nothing, we can't divide anything out of that. What about 5 and 10? Yes, we can divide a 5 out of each of those. All right, so now we've got 17 times negative 2, so that's negative 34. And we got 1 times 13, it's going to be positive 13. So it's a positive times a negative, so that's why our final answer is negative, and our final answer is negative 34/13, or negative 34 all over 13. Let's keep going. We have 4/7 times 8. So I'm going to rewrite this so that 8 has a denominator. Remember, if it's just a number, we can always put it over 1. No cross-canceling can happen here. There's nothing that goes into both 4 and 1 or 7 and 8 that we can divide out. So this is just going to stay 4/7 times 8 over 1. Multiply across, we got 4 times 8 is 32. 7 times 1 is 7. And that is in simplest form, so we're going to leave that as 32 over 7. Next up, division. Keep the first fraction the same, change division to multiplication, and do the reciprocal of the second fraction. Flip the second fraction. Keep, change, flip. All right, cross cancel. I can divide a 3 out of both 3 and 9. And when I do that, when I multiply across, I'm going to get 3 over 3. But I want to simplify this. 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1. All right, next up we've got negative 4/9 divided by 6. Division problem. So I can put 6 over 1. First fraction stays the same. I change division to multiplication. And I have the reciprocal of the second fraction. Next up, cross cancel. 4 and 6. What goes into both 4 and 6? Well, 2 does. So the 4 is going to become 2. 6 is going to become 3. I'm going to divide each of those by 2. That's how I got those. Now we multiply across. Negative 2 times 1, that's negative 2. 9 times 3, it's going to give me 27. So this simplifies to give me negative 2 over 27. And last one, make these mixed numbers first, 2 and 2/3. We're going to make that become 8/3 times 3 and 1/2. That's going to become 7/2. Cross cancel. I can divide the 8 and the 2 each by 2. Okay, can't cancel anything out on the other cross with the 3 and the 7. 4/3 times 7 over 1, so I'm going to multiply across on the top. 4 times 7 is 28. Multiply across in the denominator, the bottom. 3 times 1 is 3. That is as simplified as it can go. All right, so there are some you try nows below for you to work through. But that is how you multiply and divide fractions. I did not highlight this last step, but hopefully you see after going through these examples, cross cancel is not the same thing as cross multiply. All right, so those are two different things in math, so do not get those confused. We have not talked about cross multiplying yet. We're just cross canceling when we multiply. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, have a good one.